Welcome. I'd like to make a little video about commitment and opportunities. And I've learned a lot from working with different tribes and studying under Khentrul Rinpoche and the Dzogchen organization. And what I want to talk about here is a bit of a two-way street that's really needed for students and people who are being mentored by us to really reach the higher teachings. Okay, so the way we operate is as a mystery school, so everything is not just given on a plate. And what I'm seeing a lot of these days is, especially around women, and I'm sure there's something about the gradual emancipation of women and us finding our voices, and this can be for any oppressed group or group that's experienced marginalization, is that there's this clambering to want to do lots of qualifications all at the same time. And what we're experiencing from time to time is students who come in really strong. Hello, we want this. And then they start projecting later on when they obviously, and they usually say, oh, I'm doing two other courses at the same time. And they're rushing their whole journey and they want to have a lot of titles very early in their career. And um, this manifests actually in astrology, especially Vedic astrology. We can see it under the karmic nodes, things like Rahu is just really greedy and wants things all the time, so it's very normal. But the problem is that it seems to be being pandered to enough that people are normalizing that behavior, because what's happening is a lot of teachings are quite basic level, and the stakes are high. We want to teach people ethics. We have a lot of metaphysical and multidimensional input and content within our work, but people who come in really strong and who want to just take and don't have the time to land with our teachings don't get that much out of it, because what's happening is there's more than just the fact that they want to do a lot quickly and they haven't really contemplated the commitment needed. But also, people who come in like that usually are operating from the lower centers of the body, the lower chakras, because there's still a lot of greed and duality and things like that. And what will happen is that karmic limitations may prevent people from being able to access further teachings. Okay. And I really want to give gratitude to my teachers, and I've really seen this myself. And within some of the recommendations when we study highest yoga tantra with Khentrul Rinpoche, you have to really prove yourself that you are committed to the Sangha, that you're really wanting to come into that high karmic stream, that you are going to do the work. And they've seen it a million times, and it's been really really helpful for me because um, they really, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. Khentrul Rinpoche is a global master, and people come in and they're like, I want this teaching, I want to go really far in this really high tantra. Okay, and he doesn't know who people are, and even though he's a highly realized being, um, he's got all these people all around the world, and he has to find a safe way to share these what were secret teachings with people. And it's really hard in this day and age when we're doing a lot online. We can be, for instance, you might be watching me now, but we may have never met. So you're gaining some sort of knowledge or idea that you think of who I am. But until we actually go into a really deep sacred container together, the magic will not come. Okay. And so, having been someone who's organized very, very deep retreats for over 10 years and been working multidimensionally and as a space holder in many, many capacities for a long time, this is something that I really want to emphasize. There's something miraculous that happens when we come into a shared constellation, and when a person's humbly really saying, yeah, I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up for my teacher, and not just expecting like, I want this and I'm going to go in for this. And my best students are the ones who really they show up, and And we really want to create opportunities to make Dharma Stars a very, very multifaceted portal. I just happen to be the oldest, most experienced full-time practitioner on the platform at the present moment. And steadily, the ones who are showing up, we're like, can you run a course? We really want to do it. I cannot express to you how much I want this thing that's synarchic, that has hierarchy at certain points for safeguarding because of experience and aptitude to certain things. So, for instance, you go to the butcher for meat, you go to the brain surgeon for brain surgery, and it would not be a great thing if you send somebody to the wrong thing, okay? And I think people underestimate this in healing and therapeutic settings, that we need the people who've really got the life experience in these things. So, if you're wanting to do something with us, and this is something that Rinpoche's organizations speak of as well, is they suggest you start to do some things. Come in and do what you've got the time for now, okay? And don't expect your connection to the higher teachings to come overnight. You have to work for them. There's too much happening at the moment, and this is one of the drawbacks, one of the shadows of this amazing digital time we're in, is that people are not applying themselves. People watch a course. It's almost like they get the popcorn out and they watch the teacher, and then they want somebody to tell them they're a master of something. Okay, and so what we've got is a really big problem with quality control right now. And we're working really hard to make it safe. I've got quite a lot of experience from being a university lecturer up to master's level. I've done many, many, many academic qualifications and many, many other therapeutic qualifications. And what we really want to open things up for you. But if you come in that I want this, but I'm doing 6 other teacher trainings at the moment, the cosmos knows, because we're lined up with very highly realized beings. So we're they we do our work with them, and we work hard and we volunteer with them and all those different things that mean that the rapport is getting started, and that's when the miracles take place. So I see a lot of people who come and work with us properly growing very quickly, but they show up, okay? So really, before you get in touch with us, have a think about, is it your time? Because we have a lot to share and we've got all these opportunities, but really we don't want to share. We don't want to waste your time, and we don't need our time wasted. We're still a young organization with lots of amazing contacts and opportunities. But yeah, if you're going to come in and you do something because it looks sparkly, we're not here to pay in, or buy in, I should say, into a lot of these things that are real afflictions in Western society, like FOMO, like people making overarching claims about themselves. And this is also creating really bad karma. It's also within high Dharma teachings that professing that one is more highly realized than they are to the public, and actually to anybody other than their teacher, is really bad karma. So we're here to really help people find their place, but we're not going to do the dodgy stuff, okay? And therefore, if you're just coming because the thing looked sparkly, and then you aren't going to, you're not going to be able to show up, then who's it's we don't want people to come on. We don't want your money just because you sign up, because you're being greedy. We want you to show up for real, okay? Because we know that what we do will always work, because we spend a lot of time with it. And if we make a little mistake, we look at it and we refine it. But when I say it's always going to work, it's we work slowly and methodically, and we don't want to bring in the wrong people just for money, okay? That's not why we're here. We're here for Dharma. All right, so that's the little transmission over. What we are doing now is letting some of our senior students and some of our younger staff do deeper discovery calls with you to help you map what you need. And what we recommend is that unless you really have proper time to give to weaving with us, start with some of the more basic courses, okay? But just be aware that the basic courses are basic, okay? But they're starting you off. And if you sit with that, and even if it's doing some stuff that you've done before, we're giving these teachings for a reason, because we want people to be safe and to step into a higher alignment. and then show up and come and meet us, come and hang out, come to one of our retreats. Some of the things, come and meet me. If you do a discovery call, I'm also doing a lot of readings, soul plan work. I really want people to get to the next level. I've been looking at the timelines to the next till 2033, which is when Khenpo Rinpoche has spoken to his astrologers, and they say, yeah, we've got the really favourable conditions for a golden age, and I see it. And I will be doing discussions about this to help us all plan and get ready. So we're here, and we're not just like a Tinder date. We really want to stick, okay? And we want to stick with the right people, and we can signpost you to other people if we're not what you're looking for. But just know that there's a lot more behind the veneer. We're not just one of those platforms that's all about us looking provocative and manipulative to get you in. We charge everything very reasonably. We're trying to get a venue. Um, and yeah, please just know that, yeah, when you show up, the magic's around. Take care. Ciao, ciao.